A Travel Money Guide. Chapter 1. Money when you travel. Money tips while you travel. 1. Learn a little about the currency in the country you're going to. Does it have any credibility in the world markets? Can it be exchanged at international banks? The currencies of unstable countries are so volatile that banks won't touch them, which is why American dollars are used on the black market in all these countries. Go to the currency exchange section and read up a little bit on it. Many foreign banks will try to rip you off on surcharges when exchanging money face to face, but if you use an ATM card and get money in the local currency, at least your bank won't rip you off when calculating your bill in the original currency of your card. Before you leave home, check to make sure your bank's ATM card is accepted at ATMs worldwide. Get a list or look it up on the internet where the ATMs are where you're going. Most international ATMs accept only 4-digit PINs. Talk with your bank to make sure your card will work properly overseas. If you will be transferring money from a bank account in your home country to one in the country you're in, get your bank's routing information and SWIFT number for money transfers. SWIFT is a routing code for international bank money transfers. Traveler's checks are better security than cash. If you lose a traveler's check, you can get your money back as long as you have your receipt. If you lose your ATM or credit card, you'll have to go through a similar process to get new cards. Personally, I like credit cards where you only withdraw how much cash you need at a time. With a credit card, you're liable for $50 if it gets stolen. With an ATM card, somebody could drain your entire account. Keep tabs on your ATM card all the time. Don't keep it with the cash in your wallet. Keep it in a separate spot like in your shoe. Personally, I like to carry several ATM or credit cards, each with a PIN, and keep them all in separate locations. With an ATM card or the right credit card, you can withdraw money from ATM machines virtually anywhere. If traveling abroad for a while, settle your bills at home, and if you're a good citizen, obey tax laws. Before your trip, buy some local currency. Write down the check numbers of traveler checks. Check to see if your credit card is valid in your country of travel. Write your credit card number down and leave it in a safe place. Take enough money to cover your trip and emergencies. Even on canned trips, some things might not be covered, like tips, entrance fees, meals, etc. Open a bank account wherever you go. Look in Polk's directory of banks or on bank websites to get some addresses of stable banks. You can set up brokerage accounts anywhere in the world to trade stocks, buy government bonds of whatever country you're in, buy mutual funds, etc. Money tips while you travel too. Money wires from home like Western Union cost a few %. With PayPal, you need to open a local bank account to get the cash, but they're coming out with a debit card. Avoid changing money on the street because you might get robbed or ripped off with counterfeit money. If you're going to a third world country, try to deal in American dollars because some of these countries have high inflation rates. If you are going overseas for a year or longer, I say open up a local bank account to transfer money. Other than that, keep your money home and use an ATM card. Some countries freely issue tax identification cards to foreigners and allow them to open bank accounts. Most countries require a permanent or temporary residency permit in addition to a tax identification card and proof of address to open a local bank account. Once you open a bank account in your host country, find out how much they charge for checks, ATM withdrawals, etc. With only one bank account and ATM card, anything can happen. People can rob your ATM card from afar, you could lose it, etc. Try to bring at least ATM cards in case one screws up. Have your emergency phone numbers in case you lose your credit or ATM card. PayPal now offers an ATM card. Keep most of your money in an account without a card. When your ATM card gets low, transfer money from that account to this one. Many credit cards include bonuses like travel, theft, and auto rental insurance and frequent flyer points. Never carry cash in an external pouch where people can see it. Hide it in a pocket or even in a secret pouch in your clothes. You can get someone to sew a secret pouch in your clothes or buy one at a travel store online. Hide emergency cash in your luggage. Hide money in your shoes. Carry a dummy wallet with $5 in out so if you're robbed, throw it at the guy and run. Use a credit card to get the best exchange rates when converting money. Currency exchange booths at airports or bus terminals are expensive. Avoid doing banking at an internet cafe or a free Wi-Fi network. Do it with your computer at a hotel. People use keyloggers to steal your personal info. Call your bank before you travel to let them know there will be charges from a foreign country. If you're at a restaurant, it's best to buy by cash rather than to let them take the card out back where they can swipe the magnetic info. The best way for a short trip is to bring cash and don't use a card in a foreign land. You can buy a prepaid debit card. Because of the high income taxes in the US, even on the worldwide earnings of citizens living elsewhere, if I was leaving the US to work elsewhere, I wouldn't take the chance to leave my money in the US because I don't trust the IRS. They can seize any account on a whim, even if you are innocent of tax evasion. Credit cards charge you 3 to 5% as a currency conversion fee every time you use your credit card in another country with different currency. If you stay somewhere for more than a month, open a local bank account. Have your home bank do a wire transfer to the local account. Close out the account before you leave. At some places, you can't cash travelers' checks. Instead of traverse checks, get a debit card.
toolkit.bootsnall.com/budget-money-securely-while-traveling.html, how to bank securely while traveling, Bootsnall Toolkit. International credit card transaction fees. The issuing company or bank usually charges a foreign transaction fee up to 3%. The MasterCard and Visa people charge a 1% fee. ATM fees could go from free to $5. Compare fees at bankrate.com. Capital One, Charles Schwab and First Republic Bank all had zero fees when I checked. Indexcreditcards.com/international transaction fees, international credit card transaction fees. Tipping guidelines. Most people like cash tips over credit card tips. Don't give anything less than $1. It gives off the impression that you're cheap. Waiter, 15%. Chef, 5%. If you write your tip on a credit card, specify that the chef gets 5%, otherwise the waiter will keep it all. Head waiter, host, or hostess who seats people, $1 to $10. Wine dude, sommelier, hat check, restroom attendant, doorman who gets you a cab or lets you in, $1. Bartender, $1 to 15%. Limousine, 15%. Hotel service, room service, valet, bartender, $1. Usher anywhere, $5 for good seats. Tipping.org, tipping.org. howstuffworks.com/tipping.htm, guide. onlineconversion.com/tip_calculator.htm, figuring out a tip. Travel moneymakers. Airlines, cruise lines, travel agents, and tour operators all want to sell tickets, so virtually all of them will give you free passage on a trip if you can book anywhere from 5 to 12 people. If you do this regularly, you can qualify as an outside agent for a travel agency and get an ID card which entitles you to 50% discount anywhere in the world as a travel agent, as well as free promotional trips. Contact some of them and ask them about it. Get an agreement beforehand and simply recruit at your church, with your friends or at work for a nice cruise somewhere, possibly at a group discount price for each of them, and you get it free. Or talk to your travel agent, then you yourself organize a special interest tour like photography, religious, etc. Be the informal host of the group, and besides traveling for free, you could even make money off it. Try to find something unique and offer the service to several tour operators. For example, I read about one guy, a senior citizen, who learned about all the hot springs/geysers in the Southwest and got a job as a tour guide for hot springs tours. Try this for ghost towns or natural wonders, etc. If you're really savvy,
you can start your own tour company, advertise, book guests in groups of 5 to 20, then take them on your unique tour yourself. One guy takes people on bike riding tours to Scotland. If you're an expert in something interesting like history, archaeology, music, art, etc., you could try contacting the different cruise lines and ask if they'll give you free passage in exchange for offering lectures on the subject during the cruise. Doctors or nurses can get free passage on cruises if they're willing to be on 24-hour call for medical services. There are free cruises for coaches and athletic people willing to organize recreational activities, entertainers and musicians willing to perform shows, and cosmetologists willing to offer services. Start your own travel club and charge an annual membership fee. Get discounts from cruise lines, hotels, etc. For the members. Start special seminar cruises. Some cruise lines need hosts, particularly the ones geared for older people who need older gentlemen to entertain the widows. All it takes a few letters and some initiative. Take pictures for a travel magazine. Write travel articles. Check out the book Writers Market, writersdigest.com. For magazine addresses, check out a periodical directory at the library. Advertise yourself as an escort/traveling companion in a travel mag. Check out Travel Companion Exchange. POB 833. Amityville, New York 11701. 800-392-1256. 516-454-0880. TravelCompanions.com. YTravelAlone.com. One guy went to Hong Kong, bought an old Chinese junk for $7,000, bought a bunch of stuff and loaded it on the junk, had it loaded onto a freighter which went through the Panama Canal to Baltimore, where he set up a shop from the boat at Harborside and made a lot of money. He got on the news and the city government let him berth there because it was good for the tourist trade. Check out Yachting and Boating magazines. The ads have many boats looking for crews. Make your vacations and trips tax deductible by setting up job interviews in those places and deducting them. Keep a copy of your job application and all your expenses. The only requirement is that the job is similar to the one you have now and you have to spend 2 hours per day working on your new job, so set up multiple interviews in a particular city and you can have a pretty good vacation tax-free. If you go to Hawaii for 7 days and the business meeting only takes 1 day, you're only allowed to deduct 1 day's expenses. You can start an import business by simply buying inexpensive things in a foreign country and selling them to friends or at flea markets when you get back. There's no duty on artwork or handicrafts. The usual duty fee is you can bring back $400 duty free and pay 10% on the next $1,000, not bad if you lower the value of the goods by getting the vendor to give you a fake receipt. You can deduct all the expenses of selling your booty, such as the cost of a booth at a flea market, as well as all your travel expenses on your income taxes. With this business, you can travel tax-free. One American guy bought a barge in France and now takes Americans for tours down the rivers. Work as a dance host for a cruise if you're a man over 50. CompassSpeakers.com/gentleman_host.html. Cunard.com/n-us/activity-types/evening/gentleman-dance-hosts. Facebook.com/groups/644163155784888. Cruiseshipjob.com/dancehost.htm. Lost or stolen credit cards. If your wallet is stolen, your greatest cost may be inconvenience, because your liability on lost or stolen cards is limited under the Truth in Lending Act. You do not have to pay for any unauthorized charges made after you notify the card company of loss or theft of your card, so keep a list of your credit card numbers and notify card issuers immediately if your card is lost or stolen. The most you will have to pay for unauthorized charges is $50 on each card, even if someone runs up several $100s worth of charges before you report a card missing. Loss or theft of credit and ATM cards is a serious consumer problem. However, 2 federal laws, the Fair Credit Billing Act, FSBA, and the Electronic Fund Transfer Act, EFTA, establish procedures for you and your creditors to follow to resolve problems with credit cards and electronic fund transfer accounts. There are at least 2 good financial reasons for you to report the loss or theft of your credit and ATM cards quickly. First, the sooner you report the loss, the more likely you will limit your liability if someone uses your card without your permission. Most card fraud occurs within the first 48 hours after a card is stolen. Second, the sooner you report any loss, the more card costs in general can be kept down. You pay higher interest rates and annual fees because card fraud costs issuers hundreds of millions of dollars each year. If any of your cards are missing or stolen, report the loss as soon as possible to your card issuers. Some companies have toll-free numbers printed on their statements and 24-hour service to accept such emergency information. For your own protection, you should follow up your phone calls with a letter to each card issuer. The letter should give your card number, say when your card was missing and mention the date you called in the loss. You may wish to check your homeowner's insurance policy to see if it covers your liability for card thefts. If not, some insurance companies will allow you to change your current policy to include protection for card losses. If you report the loss before these cards are used, the FSPA says the card issuer cannot hold you responsible for any unauthorized charges. If a thief uses your cards before you report them missing, the most you will owe for unauthorized charges on each card is $50. This is true even if a thief is able to use your credit card at an ATM machine to access your credit card account. However, it is not enough simply to report your credit card loss. After the card loss, review your billing statements carefully. If your statements show any charges not made by you, send a letter to the card issuer describing each questionable charge on your account. Again, tell the card issuer the date your card was lost or stolen and when you reported it to them. Be sure to send the letter to the address provided for billing errors. Do not send it with a payment or to the address where you send your payments unless you are directed to do so. Federal Trade Commission, Washington, D.C. 20580. FTC.gov. 3 free booklets: Credit and Charge Card Fraud, Fair Credit Billing and Credit Billing Blues. Report lost or stolen cards. American Express. 800-528-4800. 800-221-7282, Traveler's Checks. 910-333-3211. aexp.com. Diners Club. 800-234-6377. 800-363-3333, Canada. dinersclub.com. Discover. 800-347-2683. Discover.com. MasterCard. 800-622-7747. 800-307-7309. 800-826-2181. 800-223-9920, Traveler's Checks. 303-278-8000. Mastercard.com. Thomas Cook. 800-223-7373. thomascook.com. Lost Traveler's Checks. Visa. 800-847-2911. 800-336-8472. 800-227-6811, Traveler's Checks. 410-581-7931. Visa.com. Using credit cards abroad. When you make a purchase abroad, the credit card slip will usually be written in the currency of the country rather than in American dollars. Check your sales slip before you sign it to make sure you are being charged the correct amount. In some countries, they use periods between numbers instead of commas like 10.000, which means 10,000, or commas instead of periods like $69.25, which $69.25. The credit card company converts the charge to American dollars before it appears on your statement. Most credit card companies charge a conversion fee of about 1% for converting your currency. Bring as many credit cards as you feel will cover how much money you intend to spend, but keep them separate, like one in your wallet, one in your suitcase, one hidden in your shoes, etc. Before you leave, write down the international phone numbers of all relevant credit card companies and keep them handy in case something happens, like they get stolen. If such a number is not on the back of the credit card, call the credit card company and ask about it. In most foreign countries, consumer protection laws are different from those of America. If you're making a large purchase, ask in advance about guarantees and refund policies and get it in writing. If you can't get satisfaction through the credit card company for defective or undelivered merchandise, I have heard of cases of people contacting the country's embassy or Department of Commerce of the offending merchant, where the matter was quickly resolved. Beware of counterfeit goods such as jewelry and so-called artwork and antiques. If you decide to get your purchases shipped back to the US, get all the proper shipping papers straightened out and in writing. Buy insurance if you deem it necessary. If you rent a car using a credit card, you may get free collision damage waiver /CDW, which is car insurance as long as you comply to certain conditions. Ask your credit card company about it. Not all rental companies accept credit card CDW. Italy and New Zealand currently require you to buy the rental car company's CDW regardless of whether your credit card company also offers it. Report any accident or damages to both the rental car company and your credit card company. In many foreign countries, if you make a hotel reservation then cancel, they will still charge you for the room. If you're going to be late, call the hotel and tell them. Ask for an itemized bill and inspect it before you leave. When you buy an airline ticket with a credit card, check to see whether it's refundable. Visa Travel Money. Visa Travel Money is a prepaid debit card. You use up the money in it, then throw it away. usa.visa.com/personal/cards/visa_travel_money.html. Travel Money websites /money travel websites. acquity.com/useful-links/bank-rankings, top banks in the world in assets. amextravelresources.com, American Express travel office locator. indexcreditcards.com, information about over 1,100 different credit card companies. irs.gov/tax topics/tc850.html, IRS, tax information for aliens and U.S. citizens living abroad. moneyunder30.com/the-best-credit-card-for-international-travel. ricksteves.com/plan/tips/money-travel-tips.htm, money tips for travel in Europe. xe.com/currency converter, universal currency converter, find exchange rates. Travel credit cards. All of these cards offer benefits for travelers like frequent flyer miles when you sign up plus X number of miles per year. Some offer frequent flyer miles, some offer discounts for hotel and air bookings, and some offer both. Cardoffers.com. Kipalinger.com/spending. Money.cnn.com. bestcard.altervista.org/best_airline_credit_card.html. airlinecreditcards.com. travelhacking.org. americanexpress.com, the Blue Sky credit card. American Express. 800-297-3276. 800-297-6453. 800-AXP Learn. americanexpress.com, exp.com/cust_surf/international. American Express Delta. 800 SkyMile. americanexpress.com. exp.com. American West Visa. 800-928-2933. Visa.com. Bank of America Travel Visa. 800-349-2632. Buffet.com. Bank 1. 800-945-2001. British Airways Visa. 800-859-3758. Chemical Bank. 800 Chem 533. Diners Club. 800-2 Diners. dinersclubooze.com. visa.com/signature USA. 888-847-2003.